Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and today I will be doing my project pan update for the month of March. For those of you who don't know what a project pan is, it's basically like a use-up project where you try and hit goals on certain makeup items, beauty items, or skincare items. I do makeup only for my project pan items unless I specify otherwise. I tend to find that makeup is much more entertaining or much more fascinating to look at. So my goals on most of my products are to use them up completely or hit pan. So I'm just going to go in order of like oldest to youngest item. This may change in the next month depending on what I roll in. So I'm just going to get started with the first item, which is my Hawaiian Tropic Translucent Sunscreen Mineral Powder. My goal is to use this up completely. It's like one of those this is what it looks like. I used it 13 times this month for a total of 24 uses, and it's quite hard for me to mark this, but when I was using it this morning, I could see visible progress. It's just that the powder is very fine, so it settles on the walls and it makes it quite difficult to see into the product. I think I've used about a quarter or a third of this. I couldn't really tell because the powder wasn't even when it was settling. It settles better when I tap it to go upside down. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but I think I've used about a quarter. This is going to expire in July, and obviously I could still use this after, but it would be best if I could finish it before then, and I think I will have this done before July, hopefully by the beginning of summer. I really do not like the applicator of these powders. I've tried everything to, reapply sunscreen throughout the day. I feel like not enough powder comes out and I'm still shiny, which probably also means that there's not enough powder on my face to provide sunscreen protection. The next product I have is my Too Faced Turn Up the Light Complexion Palette, and I have the shade Medium. My goal is to use up the center shade completely because that's all I have left. I used it 13 times this month for a total of 24 uses, and I'm going to hold it upside down. This is what it looks like now. The pan just keeps getting bigger and bigger, although I don't know if there's much of a difference. There was already pan when I rolled this into this project. I was working on it in previous years. I don't know when I'll finish this. I thought about repressing it, but honestly, I could just scrape out like the bits in the corner with my brush and then use it as a loose powder. I'm sure I would lose a lot less product that way than repressing it. But I like to put this in my T-zone and under my eyes to kind of strobe and brighten up those areas. The next product I have is my Too Faced Hot Cocoa Bronzer. This was limited edition from 2023, I believe, or 2022. I don't remember. My goal on this is to use it up completely, and I used it 14 times this month for a total of 26 uses. Last month there was a lot of hard pan on it, especially in the center where I concentrated my brush. And I decided instead of using tape to remove the hard pan that I would use a spoolie and scrape it so I could save as much product as possible and actually guarantee that I was scraping off the top layer. So this is what mine looks like now. It looks a lot cleaner than last time. The little gold overspray is still on it, but every time this develops hard pan, I scrape at it again, which is why you can still see some of the scratches, and I just use it as a loose powder. I've noticed that this is definitely getting more light on me, and that I may not be able to use this soon because it is getting warmer, which sounds crazy, but I think it's 80 today. Moving on to my blush, I've been working on one from Bare Minerals. It is their Gen Nude blush in the shade Call My Blush. This is just a 100-point perk. The packaging has already broke, so I'm like very wary that it will snap off on me one day. My goal is to finish it up completely. When I rolled it into this project pan, or put it in this project pan, there was a little bit of pan on it. I used it 14 times this month for a total of 25 uses, and this is what mine looks like now. I feel like you can see the most progress on this because it is so small. Maybe in 3 months I'll have it done. It would be nice to get my blush numbers down. But also this is actually pretty significantly sized for a 100 point perk. Anyways, I like this so much I purchased a full size before I even hit pan on this, and I've had that full size backup for like 2 years at least. The next product I have is is from Hourglass. It's their Ambient Strobing Lighting Powder in the shade Euphoric Strobe Light. This was pretty new. I've used it before and I've had it in previous projects, but my goal is to just hit pan on this one because there is no pan in it. And like I said, it's pretty new. I've used it 14 times this month for a total of 25 uses, and this is what it looks like. Yeah. Doesn't really look used, and I can see it flattening a little bit, but it may have already looked like that in the last month. I think pan is still quite far, but I might roll this out soon because it is starting to not work for my skin. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my lip products. I have quite a few in here. The first one I have is from Tower 28. It is their lip jelly in the shade Chestnut, which was from the 2023 limited edition, or the holiday limited edition release, and the other shade was Chill, which I finished last year. Yeah, last year, and that was a more clear shade. My goal on this is to finish it up completely, and I used it 14 times this month for a total of 21 uses, and this is what it looks like now. As you can see, I'm over halfway done with it, and these are my markings. So I started pairing this with the lipstick I'm currently wearing right now and trying to, you know, make a lip combo, but I feel like that lip combo does not look good. The next product I have is from Rom&nd. It is their Glasting Color Gloss in the shade Deepen More. This is not it. This is another one that looks just like it because I have my Rom&nd lip gloss on my desk at work, and I actually lost one of them. I don't know where it went. But the other day I learned that these are actually plumping lip glosses, and I hate plumping lip glosses. Luckily it's not painful. It mostly tickles and feels warm, but I'm not gonna get them again because I just don't like a plumping lip gloss. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with my lip shape, so why would I want them to be bigger? Anyways, I used it 7 times this month for a total of 17 uses. I did get sick earlier this month, which is why I thought my progress was going to be quite low, and on average I usually wear makeup at least 2 times a week, so that's why these numbers are quite low for someone who's doing a project pan, especially compared to my past numbers where I would have numbers in the 20s per item every month. I do really like the color, and I wish it wasn't lip plumping, but alas, it is. And I still have 2 more. I just don't know where one of them is. I'm missing Dim Mauve. So I had Deepen More, Dim Mauve, and this is Rose Finch. The next product I have is the lipstick I'm wearing. It is from Rose Inc. It is their satin lip color in the shade Persuasive. I used it 24 times this month for a total of 42 uses. And last month when I went to go make a marking, it was really hard to see it because the way that I marked the lipstick was on the high point, but it definitely has dipped down below that now, and this is what mine currently looks like. So I'm showing you the lower end, and then this is the higher end. You can actually see the progress. So I was working on this in 2025 for a little bit, and then I stopped working on it, but I marked it, and this is what it looks like now. So you can see all the markings, and the latest one, 3/26, is from today, and that's how far I am. I'm sure I'll be able to finish it this year. That's what I said last year, but this year I'm sure I'll be able to finish it. I got it as a free gift with purchase actually. I don't think this was a 100 point perk, and even though it is a nice shade, I don't think I'll purchase the full size because the formula is not my favorite. Neither is the finish. It's just the color's nice. The last lip product I have is from Rom&nd. It is their Juicy Lasting Tint in Jujube Jam, and this is a Japan exclusive. My goal on it is to use it up completely. I used it 2 times this month for a total of 9 uses. This is what it looks like. The color is supposedly the color on the cap, but it comes out closer to like the depth of the color of my shirt, so it's not as light as the cap. And I do like this tint. I have no idea when it's going to expire, which is why it's in this project pan, because the other Rom&nd products I have a very short shelf life. Like I have to finish it this year. I think I was looking at this on my tallies and realizing that I hadn't used it. So I have this rule where if I don't use a product, I like for a whole month I roll it out, because if I didn't reach for it this month, what makes me think I'm going to reach for it in the next month? So I ended up using it twice. So I used it 2 days in a row. Each marking is not the day I used it, it is the number of times I've used it. As for these being tints, I don't really feel like they tint that well, so if you're expecting it to be a tint, then you may be disappointed. But if you're just expecting it to, or like a staining tint, you'll be disappointed. But if you're expecting it to provide color on your lips in a non-drying way, then they're perfect for that. The last item I have is from MAC, and it is MAC Soba. It's their single eyeshadow. I bought this when I started my job. It's been 4 years. My goal is to hit pan on it, and then we'll decide from there where I'm going to go with it, if I'm going to finish it up completely. I used it 12 times this month for a total of 12 uses. I just rolled this in the last update, and this is what it looks like now. You can see a dent in the center where my brush usually goes. I feel like the formula has definitely changed. It's more matte than it was before. When I first got it, it had a little bit of shimmer, but it no longer does. I am wearing it on my lids today, but I paired it with another more shimmery metallic shade. I don't even think they make this anymore. And actually they discontinued it like 6 years before I purchased it. And then I don't know how I was able to purchase it. I don't know if Ulta had like some unreleased stock and they just happened to find some, or if MAC brought it back for a very short period of time and that was how I was able to get it. But either way, the price is way higher than I would want to pay for it ever again. But yeah, that was all 10 of my products, and usually I like to roll in at least one new thing per update because it keeps things interesting. I'm actually going to roll in something that is pretty new to my collection. It's actually the newest makeup product in my collection. I feel like with how my blush has been not as pigmented, because it is a bit on the older side, and also I am getting more tan, even though in this lighting it doesn't look like it because I have a ring light and sunscreen on. I am going to be rolling in my Hourglass, what the hell is this called? Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked Deer palette. This was from last year. And I'm specifically rolling in the blushes, so these two. And the reason why I feel okay doing that and not touching the other powders is because in my last Hourglass palette, it took me 4 years to pan the blushes, and I would like a head start. And because my current blush is kind of muted, I feel like pairing it with these two, which are a little bit brighter, will definitely help it look like I have blush on. It's called Radiant Peach and Vibrant Pink, so I'm actually rolling in 2 products. And hopefully this will give me a head start for whenever I decide to pan the whole thing, because the blushes are always the last things left. I don't have a problem panning the other powders in here. So yeah, I think that's a great compromise. And I may regret this in the next month when it gets cold again. Right now it's hot, so I'm just like, yes, summery shades. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next month. Bye!